Hi, my name is Colton Achave, and I want to show you guys the supplies that I keep at my own personal house in my garage that I think that I need to have in order to be a leader in this business and just have all the tools for me and my team. So I'm going to kind of go over everything that I keep here in stock and available for me and my team, and where to buy it and why you should have these things that I think it's important. You know, when I first started out, I had none of this stuff. But now, as you progress in the business, you want to have all these tools available for your soldiers. So the first thing that I would have right here is caps. Caps for what? Caps for all of the gallons right here. I always have about, 2 of these pallets, about anywhere from 20 to 100 empty containers, so I can always do what? Give away free water. That's kind of the basis of our business, is giving. So some of the tools that I have, let's start out with the first ones here, is a lot of empty containers. I got these ones at enagic.com. This is where I store my 11.5 and my 2.5 waters, and they last about a week. The next thing I always have extra electrolysis enhancer. So this is just the salt water the machine uses to produce the 11.5 and the 2.5. I like to buy it in bulk because I save money, and I can buy this at enagic.com. Also, if you save your empty bottles, I think it is every 6 bottles that you save, they give you 1 free container that's already filled up. So I like to save so I can save more money. The next thing is, when I do in-home demos or big events, I always like to fill up an empty container with a fresh made 9.5. So they don't have to go to the machine, they can just use a spigot. So if you're ever doing in-home demos, trade shows, expos at the gym, anytime that people are seeing a demo and they're walking by, or a big presentation, and you can get this. I got this, I think at ionfaucet.com, or if you Google just water supply store in your area, I'm pretty sure you can buy one of these empty gallons. The next thing I have too, I always like to have a lot of the little beauty sprays. And these, I give these away to a lot of people, and this is where you can put the 6.0 toner from Enagic. And you can get these again at enagic.com. I think also ionfaucet.com, you can get like a glass one. I like these because it has the logo on it. So when people are spraying it, they say, what is that? They see Enagic and they go right back to the distributor. The next thing is, I like giving people some of these empty containers when I'm sampling them, because a lot of people don't like to bring the big milk gallons with them. So I give this to them, their wives, their kids, the husbands, because it's a little bit smaller. A lot of girls like this. I get this again, ionfaucet.com. I like to have these gallon jugs on stock because sometimes they get sold out, and what is the most eye-catching thing when you're walking in a room is carrying one of these gallons. So I bring these with me and I have extra supply just so I can give them out to people who buy from me, to give them to people I'm sampling at times, and also just to have for myself, because sometimes these do break. Because it is hard plastic, it's BPA free, and again, I get these at enagic.com. I also like to have these restaurant bottles available. So I have these available, so when I go out to restaurants, I can show the restaurant owners, and they really like to see what they can serve, And I got all these, I think it was at ionfaucet.com too, so I bring these out with me when I go out to eat to a nice restaurant. Then a brand new bottle that's made is this one right here. It looks like a giant battery. It says Kangascell, and what this is for, again, you want people to ask you what this is. You want people to ask you, why you have a special bottle. And this is a great conversation starter in order to just let people know what you have to offer them. The next thing, we'll go to the next row. I always have all of the demo things that I want to test for people. And I always like to buy the most common bottles of water so they can kind of relate to what they're drinking. So I have like Evian, Fiji, Smart Water, Dasani, Aquafina, Arrowhead, Vitamin Water, and Gatorade. I have them all labeled just to make it look nice. And this is what I'll do when I demo anybody or test their water. I'll pick a couple of these. I usually only do all of them if I'm doing a huge event. If I'm just going to someone's house, I usually just only pick a 2 or 3. The next thing I have in the next row, I always test people with Perrier or Pellegrino, and then 7-Up. Now, you always have to use a clear liquid when you're testing somebody's water or beverages. These are the 2 tomatoes that work the best. So when I'm doing that, they call them Glory tomatoes or the Sunburst. So these are the best for demos. I usually keep these in my fridge, but I have brought them out to show you guys today. The next thing I have is little chlorine, and you can get these things at Vaughn's, Pavilions, Albertsons. Right here, I get these chlorine drops from enagic.com, and just so I can test the tap water for people. Or when I'm also trying to sell a shower unit, I show them the difference between their shower with the chlorine and what it can do to their skin. I have a whole bunch of extra pH drops because this is like the most important thing for a lot of people is that visual. So I get these again at enagic.com. I always have usually sesame oil. I like this brand the best, Dynasty. It's been working the best for me. And you can get these again at the Asian food sections at Asian grocers or just different Albertsons, Vaughn's, Pavilions types of grocery stores. I always have extra green tea. The tea that I'm using right now is a Lipton. I've also used a Yamamoto Yama green tea, but I always have extra tea bags to test the tea. I always have clear cups for people to do all the water demos and the water tests. And then I always have extra Ukon. So I keep my Ukon tea that I got from Enagic, and also the Ukon pills. That's where I keep my extra supply of Ukon. In the back here, you could probably see some straws. So right here, I have these little straws. I have baking soda, and I also have a whole bunch of different alkaline water bottles because I like to test all the different alkaline waters with the straw demo and the baking soda demo. And I like to just test these ones so they can see the difference of the 2. So now we'll go over here. This is something you can buy, and it's called a deep cleaning machine. And what it does, you can either take your Kangen machine into Enagic and they'll clean it for you or mail it in, or you can invest in one of these. And this is about, I think, $200 to $300. I got this about a year or 2 years after I got my first Kangen machine because it is an investment. And every about 6 months, I have a couple Kangen machines, so I'll deep clean them. And how do you deep clean them? You just use some CLR or ZEP. You put like a little bit right here, and then it just goes through, and you can get these at ionfaucet.com. It will save you money long term because you don't have to bring it into the Enagic store. But if you're tight on funds, you could always clean it at the deep cleaning station at Enagic. And again, only about once a year would you really need to use this. So I bought an extra e-cleaning powder from Enagic because obviously you want to clean your machines every 1 to 2 months. So I bought an extra cleaning powder of the citric acid. Right here I have for my K8 I have my little cleaning tank, and I also have my cleaning cartridge. Now we're going to go into some more equipment. So this is some equipment you want to buy if you're really trying to promote your business. So I invested in a really nice projector. So I got this projector. I think I got it at Fry's Electronics, but any projector works really well. I like the ones that have a lot of lumens in it. So this is the one I got. It's an Epson projector. And the one thing you also want to buy is a really nice long HDMI cord. And if you're using a Mac or a PC, make sure, sometimes I used to have a little adapter that would connect to my MacBook Pro. Now they make them differently where I can actually connect the HDMIs directly, to my computer. So this is something you want to get as well. Then right here, I have a couple loaner machines. So these are the boxes for my loaner machines. I have about 4 different Kangen machines that I give out to people, and I take them back after about 3 weeks. So see, there's some of the boxes of the machines that I have. And then this is such an important piece of everything. This is a whole bunch of different diverters to have for when I'm installing people's machines. And I got most of my accessories, you know, just from ionfaucet.com. So I get all these little things like this, and then another crucial piece right here is getting some pliers. We don't need a lot of tools, but you definitely want to get pliers. I like to have all the different diverters just in case something happens. The next thing I always have, where is it at? It's just plumber's tape. Oh, it's right here. So this is crucial too. Plumber's tape. I'm telling you how much this dollar investment has saved me so it doesn't drip when I'm installing these machines. Also, something else you might need, some of the diverters, you need a little screwdriver, like this one right here, in order to, it's like for hotels, but go to ionfaucet.com in order to get all these little diverters. So when you're installing people's machines, you can set it up the first time. I also have extra supply line. You can get this at a Nagic, the Nagic store at Nagic.com. And also as well, if you can see, there's a package where you can get these things called quick disconnects. And again, ionfaucet.com. I feel like they have almost every accessory you need. So right here, what it does, it just gives your ability to install and deinstall your Kangen machine really fast. The next thing I'll go into is right here. When I do a presentation for some people at their homes, I have a mini little screen I bought for really cheap. I think it was like 80 bucks. So instead of just having it right off my MacBook Pro, I actually am projecting it out to the family. One more thing I actually invested in was I got these pieces off of Amazon. And these are just little pieces that you could buy just because I like to make sure that when I'm giving somebody their Kangen machine the first time, that they're able to install it any way they want. So I think these were about $59 and I got these off Amazon. These are just little install pieces that they could put in their granite or their countertops. So I bought 2 of these guys. This is another investment that I made into my business. I bought a demo stand. So what this is, it's just a stand. So when I do big presentations for gyms, trade shows, booths, I can actually put all of my beverages on this and I can put cups in the middle. I think I bought this either from ionfaucet.com or miraclewateraccessories.com. I also got the tablecloth so make sure it says Kangen water on the table that I'm using for the demos. I invested in a nice backpack, and this is what I carry in my backpack when I go to someone's house. I got a cool binder where I keep my pens and my order forms. So I always make sure that I have order forms ready and printed out before I sit down with anybody in order to discuss the business or the product. So I have order forms with me. The next thing I have is a computer or an iPad. I use this to go show them the PowerPoint, to show them everything that I can in order to, just educate them, to show them videos, to do presentations all the time. Sometimes I actually just show people one check stub, just because showing them all of this is kind of overwhelming and some people aren't interested in sales. So what I do, I just talk about a referral program instead of an opportunity or a business, so they can just see, oh wow, if I can refer 9 people, I can get my machine for free. And it is real, they actually mail you a check for a referral rebate. So last but not least, I'm going to show you my actual demo bag that I carry with me when I do events, home demos, water samplings. This is like the go-to, the most important thing I think out of all of it. So right here, I think I got this actual bag. It's actually a rollaway. I really like it a lot. So with this bag, I actually got it, I think it was at homedepot.com. And what's inside of it, I'll kind of show you some of the things. Well, the first thing that I actually have, if you open up this, I have a lot of different books. And these are some of the books that I bought to show people that this product is real. So the first book that I have is this right here. It's called The Missing Link in Health by Dr. Moika Renaud. The next book is this one right here. It's called Killing Cancer, Not People by Robert Wright. This one is Reverse Aging by Dr. San Wang. Talks about antioxidants. This one's really good. It's Managing Lyme Disease Successfully by Lynn Wright. These are all books that talk about Kangen as a great product. This one's really good. It's called The Confessions of a Skeptical Physician by Dr. Tim McKnight. I also like to show The Enzyme Factor by Dr. Hiroma Shinya. It sold over 2 million copies. It literally says drink Kangen water on the back cover. So these are just things that I show people for credibility purposes. And last but not least, I bought the book that our CEO, Mr. Oshiro, wrote, just to show that this guy's a billionaire and he actually wrote a book. And sometimes people usually who are older, over 40 years old, they like to have books. People who are 50, they like to read them. 60, 70, they like to read these things. They view them as more credibility than like a video. So I really like to have these so people can look at it, see it. I even buy extra copies of these, give it to people. I can't tell you how many copies I've bought of this book, The Missing Link of Health. I'll give it to somebody and take it back after a couple of weeks and they'll get a machine for me because they're able to read all about it. The next thing in this equipment is, I have most of this stuff up here. I also have like a core bottle. You can get this from enagic.com. Some of the things that I don't have up here, I have a little thing of vodka because I test the pH of vodka for people who obviously they drink. And it obviously, if you haven't seen this demo, do it with a friend with your pH drops. So this right here is called an ORP meter. This costs about $100 to $150. I got it off at Amazon.com. And I use this thing a lot. It is a little tricky, and we will show you how to use it in another video, but this is a key aspect to testing people's water, showing people demos if you want to build your business with showing people demos like this. I like to also have all of my containers like 11.5, 2.5. I always have a little container of Slow Run 9.5. I have my different water bottles in here. I mean, if you see this, it's packed worth of stuff. It's literally packed worth of stuff. So I have all my containers, all my cups. I got my pH droppers. I got my chlorine droppers. I got everything in here. I got my pliers, an extra pair of pliers. I got my tea. I have everything that I need in here. And then last but not least, I always have a whole bunch of empty containers. I have a water store by my house where I can buy these. Where do you buy empty gallons? Everybody always says. I get these, I think it's about 45 gallons for about $26 with some caps. You really have to look in your area. I would Google water supply stores, plastic supply stores to figure out where you can buy empty containers, or even ionfaucet.com. Sometimes they will ship them out to certain people, certain companies, depending on their area. And that's it. So this is everything that I've invested back into my business. This is not necessary for you to do this business, to have all these materials, but I'm telling you, it makes it a lot easier. And just imagine if everybody on your team had something like this. Would you say they'd be more successful? Would you say that they can help the newest person out more efficiently? And when I had to ask myself those questions, I had to say yes. I knew that if I invested in some of these things, like a toolbox with tools, with extra supplies, with extra bottles, that I can be more successful and I can help out more people. Hope this video helps you, and I hope to see you guys soon.